Hi, I'm Delia. I am the founder of Subvert Art Consulting. I am creating this YouTube channel in order to really talk about why you should start an art collection and exactly how to do that. So as an art consultant, I personally have a focus on emerging, mid-career, and living artists, and I will talk about why in other videos down the line, but that focus has allowed me to really create a mission through my company of creating a new generation of art collectors, a new culture around art collecting that really has a different set of values and a different focus. In this channel, I will talk some about the services that I offer, but mostly I'm going to equip you with the knowledge, the skills, the resources that you need in order to start an art collection from wherever you're at, whatever you know about art, whatever you feel about art, and at pretty much any budget. Every other week, you will see a video just like this one, where I sit down with you and talk all things art collecting, just kind of sifting through a bunch of different components of it and providing as many resources to you as I can. And then in the opposing weeks, I'm going to be sharing home art tours, so collections, private collections that people have in their homes, just so you can kind of see how people are styling art, the kind of art people buy, how they talk about art, and get a little bit of inspiration outside of this setting and not just looking at my face. So today I want to do a really quick assessment of kind of where we're at as a culture and how we got here. But this isn't a history channel, so I will move through that relatively succinctly and then talk about what is possible for you and why you should give a shit about art collecting. To put it bluntly, I think that the art world has failed pretty catastrophically. So art really used to be for the people. And somewhere along the way, it became pretty academic and institutionalized and exclusive and elitist, which is really unfortunate because art is a balm for everyone. Art is such an essential part of being a human being. And, having gone through this transformation where it has become kind of an elitist component of our society has really led most people to feel pretty detached from art in their everyday lives, uncomfortable around it, unfamiliar with art. In my opinion, it was a bit of a deliberate choice to make art kind of an elitist activity. And maybe the intentions weren't bad to begin with, but the result is that most people that I talk to don't own any art, don't really feel comfortable with it, don't know how to make it relevant to their everyday lives. So much of my goal in creating this YouTube channel is to break down the misconceptions around art collecting and really try to push through some of the barriers to entry that have kept so many people on the outside of art collecting. My goal is to serve as a guide to you and support you and encourage you to feel confident and empowered as an art collector from literally wherever you're at, whatever your experience has been with art. It really is a goal of mine to help you push through that. So there are tons of misconceptions around art collecting, tons of beliefs, all sorts of things that have kept people from collecting art that I hear all the time when I'm talking to people, when I'm doing research, when I'm just engaging with people in my life. Something that has been really interesting to me is that broadly speaking, we can agree that art is good, that art is a positive component of culture, and yet people just really feel so uncomfortable with it and really lack the resources to understand where to find art, how much money they actually need to collect art, what kind of art to get, how to practice discernment and have an eye for what good art is. These are all really actually pretty easy to overcome, and I will do my best to help you do that. So I don't think that the individuals and institutions who are currently shaping our art world intended to make it this way. I just think that they've really failed to make art feel relevant to people. It's so artsy, it's so avant-garde, it's so outside of the realm of reality in our perception culturally. To me, nothing is further from the truth. I feel like art is so grounding, it is so relevant, it is so central to our collective experience and our individual experience. And I don't need to continue shitting on the people who have sent it in this direction of academia and elitism. I think there's just a lot of work to do, and let's start doing it. So, what is possible for you? My hope is to really equip you with every single thing that you need in order to become an art collector, to become a really engaged and empowered art collector. I hope that each and every one of you ends up with a curated art collection of pieces that you have intentionally sought out, pieces that really elevate you, that elevate your home, that speak to all aspects of who you are, of what you hope to become, of the vibe that you're trying to create in your home, that you have a collection that energizes you and inspires you and makes you feel tingly and awe and a sense of purpose and beauty and all of these really beautiful, wonderful things. So there's an aesthetic level of art collecting that I think is really relevant and really valuable. We can talk about beauty and aesthetics in another video, but there's this aesthetic level, there's the individual value level of how much benefit you can actually get on a personal level from living with art, how much healing and soothing and support and inspiration you can get. And then there's this larger collective level where you're really stepping into a culture of art collectors who are centering the arts societally, who are centering beauty and femininity and softness and intuition and all of these components that have been a little bit rubbed out and disregarded in our society. So really, I hope to see a new generation of art collectors who really help elevate the arts into our everyday lives, who help make it relevant again, who help us kind of see ways that we can connect to art, learn from art, and move forward as a society towards the arts. As an art collector, you really step into a position of a little bit of power where you're able to fund and further the work of artists whose work really resonates with you, whose work you want to see succeed. It's an incredibly powerful relationship, especially when you do that with a living or emerging artist where you're actually able to provide legitimate support to the work that they're doing. It's all incredibly valuable. It's all totally doable. Again, I think so many misconceptions have been really embedded in. I'm going to break those down and then we'll equip you, of course, with some real skills that you can use and resources that you can use to really start exploring it. So one last note, what I really want for people to understand what about them is unique and let their art and their homes represent that and step outside of trends and outside of iterations of one another and help people become real stewards of the arts and engage with this on so many different levels. So that's it for today. Just a little primer. Next week, I'm going to show you an incredible home tour of beautiful art I think you will really enjoy. And then the week after that, I want to talk all things art budget and some of the wildest things people have told me of why they can't start collecting. Thanks for watching this. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for alerts to future videos that I post, and I will see you in a couple weeks.